How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to show you one specific example of how rich people are able to not pay any taxes. Basically, a lot of rich people make their money through businesses and also investment income. Investment income is realized in the form of capital gains. However, in your taxes, you can actually offset your capital gains by capital losses. Now, if you're able to somehow harvest a lot of losses, you can effectively cancel out all the gains, therefore not pay any taxes on these gains at all. Now, whenever you have a loss in a stock, you can sell it and you can claim the losses there. However, if you buy anything similar within 30 days, the cost basis of the initial thing will transfer into the new thing that you bought. So effectively, whenever you sell the new thing, the cost basis is a lot lower, so you're going to realize a lot more gain, and that gain you'll have to pay taxes on. All of this is what the IRS calls a wash sale. Now, this wash sale rules applies even if you buy options. So let's say you want to sell something and you want to buy call options to reap the gains if it ever comes up. So when you buy something slightly different like an option, the cost basis of the original thing gets transferred into the option. Now, currently for the tax rule, this is as far as it goes, which leaves open a pretty wide gaping tax loophole that a lot of rich people can take advantage of. So when you think about all this, yes, it makes sense that whenever you make a profit, you should pay taxes on. However, something like this that I'm going to describe to you is completely legal. However, it steps aside from the spirit of things where when you actually make a profit, you really should be paying taxes on it. So I'm not exactly advocating this, but I'm putting it in a video form so that it gets out there. Maybe more people would see it and then maybe they would actually plug up this hole. I don't care either way because I do pay taxes on earned income. I don't make most of my income through investments. This is tax loss harvesting, and it's a similar concept that your robo-investors would employ in order to save you on taxes. For example, if there's a loss in an index fund, they could go and sell it. They will not buy back into this fund, but they can buy back into something different enough that it would reap the same gains if the market came back up. For example, you sell the S&P 500, you claim the losses. You don't buy back the S&P 500 within the 30 days. However, maybe you can buy a NASDAQ or something instead. From that, you can claim the losses on the S&P 500 within that year, and then you can hold on to the NASDAQ, which would have unrealized gains attached to it. So it goes something like this. You have a stock of some company and it's at a loss right now. Let's say it's 50% down. There's $10,000 that you're under right now. You choose to sell it at a loss for $10,000 and then you buy the same number of shares in a call option that expires very, very far from today. When you buy a really out of money call options, it's actually really, really cheap. So even for $10,000, you're only gonna spend maybe like $20, $30 on these call options. However, the number of shares is exactly the same. So therefore, the wash sale rules gets transferred from these shares that you sell into these call options. Now, when these call options expire maybe in December, right before the tax year is over, all the losses will get transferred onto these options. Now, since you believe this stock has went down and then you really think it's going to recover, you really just wanted to reap the losses on this stock so that you can apply to other profits so that you don't have to pay taxes on those profits. Now you swing back on the next day and you buy the stock back again. This is the same exact stock now. Because the way the IRS rules work, the cost basis effectively got transferred to the options and it does not do it twice. You cannot transfer the basis from these shares to here and here, because let's say you have 100 shares of cost basis, you transferred it to here. You can't do it twice because you can't just, have more cost basis all of a sudden, so it only goes once. When you buy this new stock, it's as if you never sold it. It's like a brand new transaction. Therefore, later when this stock recovers, you don't really have to sell it. It will be unrealized gains. You don't have to pay taxes on unrealized gains. And on the current year, you can apply all this tax loss to something that you made gains in another stock. Now, as complex as all this is, I'm sure there's plenty of loopholes like this that people take advantage of. This subject is pretty complex. Most people do not even have the ability to trade options. You actually have to enable this special feature in your account if you do want to do something like this. I just want to bring awareness that something like this is possible. It's sort of like a white hat hacker where they don't have any malicious intent, but they found some vulnerability somewhere and they just want to tell everybody, yeah, look, it's over here. The company should really fix this. So this is the same thing. Maybe some laws can be enacted so that actual gains are actually taxed rather than canceled out by tax loss harvesting. I hope you enjoyed this specific example of how rich people cannot pay any taxes. I know a lot of times on the news, people say, oh, they're not paying any taxes, but how does one actually do it? I hope this video gives some insight on how exactly this is done. Don't forget to give me a like on this video, comment down below, let me know what you think of this specific tax loophole. If you're interested in supporting this channel, don't forget to check out my Audible link down in the video description below, where you can get a free audiobook, and if you don't completely enjoy the service or the audiobook, you can cancel before the trial period expires. You can still keep the audiobook, and you can still help benefit this channel. I also have a 30-day free trial for Gamefly where you can rent some free games for 30 days. I got a Patreon over here, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.